What's good? Seems like the story for today is Canelo versus De La Hoya instead of Jaime Munguia. Kind of sucks that Munguia's promoter won't actually promote him. But I raised a question that a lot of people have been asking. Who would have won, Canelo or De La Hoya? And I think that's a really good fight. I think thinking about it, at 154, the De La Hoya that beat Vargas, I think that's a very, very interesting fight. In a lot of aspects, De La Hoya has a lot more skill. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He had hundreds of amateur fights. He has better jab. And yeah, I got that from Oscar De La Hoya talking about it. He has a better jab, better footwork. At 154, more experience. And honestly, I think De La Hoya would have won at 154. He would have just out-jabbed him, outworked him. And at 154, Canelo gassed out a lot. If we recall his fight against Trout, his fights against, of course, Mayweather, De La Hoya, I don't think he was as fast and as had as good footwork as Mayweather did. Even at however old Mayweather was, 36, 38, I don't think he was that fast and wouldn't have fought like Mayweather did when he fought Canelo. But I think it might have been a similar fight. He would have been jabbing, throwing combinations, and moving around, making Canelo miss. And I think he would have won 8-4 at 154. Who did he lose to? Who did he lose to at 154? Mosley? I think they fought once at 154. And Mayweather. So I think they're very different styles than Canelo. They're both faster than Canelo was at 154. Mosley got faster hands and fights a lot differently. And frankly, Mosley just had De La Hoya's number. Even though people want to say that he got robbed in the second fight, I thought Mosley beat him clearly both fights. But I think because De La Hoya did have a dog in him and he would want to exchange with Canelo, that it would get interesting at times. And of course, we know that Canelo has a great body punch, a left hook to the body, and De La Hoya didn't like it to the body. We saw in that Hopkins fight, but I don't think that that way he was that much bigger than Hopkins was to him. So I think De La Hoya wins a clear decision at 154. Sorry about these birds. Man, they weren't talking at all before I started. But now 160, I think Canelo hit his prime. He became more of a dog and he got better conditioning. I think the Canelo that beat Triple G in that second fight, I think that Canelo outdogs De La Hoya. I don't think he stops him. I don't think it took a special fighter, two special fighters to stop De La Hoya. Pacquiao and Bernard Hopkins. And I don't think Canelo at 160 was as skilled as Bernard Hopkins. And you got to remember that Bernard Hopkins boxed his ears off throughout most of the fight. He was jabbing, he was moving. And I think at 160, Canelo would try to walk De La Hoya down. And I think he would succeed in that fight, but he would get caught several times. But De La Hoya at 160 wasn't a giant puncher, and frankly, he lost against Felix Sturm. And I think everybody agrees with that. So at 160, I think Canelo beats him clearly. He might even beat him up and wins a clear decision. Maybe 8-4, 9-3. Just a bigger guy. 160 just banging him to the body. Yeah, De La Hoya would start moving around, maybe just circling like he did in the last rounds against Trinidad. But he does survive. He doesn't get knocked. I don't think he gets stopped. He did have a hell of a chin. He doesn't get stopped by Canelo at 160. Now 168, De La Hoya never fought at 168. I do think Canelo would stop him at 168. This is the recent Canelo, the Canelo that beat Callum Smith, that beat Caleb Plant, that beat Billy Joe Saunders, just knockout after knockout in those fights when he became undisputed. Just a dog of a fighter. I think he actually pushes more to stop De La Hoya at 168. But man, just thinking about this just reminded me about how great De La Hoya was, how skilled he was in the ring. Man, we want to remember him in recent years, and it's his own fault. It's his own fault for losing most of his roster to Al Heyman because he was out there drinking and doing drugs. It's his own fault. It's his own fault that he's remembered that way now. Releasing that documentary on HBO about, man, how he abandoned his kids, and even them talking like how they never had a dad, and how everybody was saying how great it is that De La Hoya is his dad, and they were saying, man, we never met him. And all this time just realizing, man, all this time I thought Vargas was a bad guy when they fought, when it was De La Hoya. Vargas was with the same women, raising his kids, and they're fighters themselves. Now he's training them. Feroz was the good guy this whole time, man. And just De La Hoya hasn't been doing his job as a promoter in recent times, ever since, even before he lost all his fighters to Al Heyman. But that's besides the point. I think him and Canelo would have been a dang good fight. 154, I think De La Hoya would have won. Canelo might have won that, but at that time he was just gassing out most of the time. 160 wasn't Oscar's best weight, but Canelo just always had that shot because of his size and his power. So, and his body shots, man. He is a special fighter, but man, De La Hoya was just something else, just levels of, just in skill wise, just levels above. I don't think Canelo is ever as skilled as De La Hoya, but there are certain aspects that Canelo does do better, like his defense, his body punch, maybe fighting more for knockouts, even though De La Hoya did fight for knockouts. But yeah, Canelo just, he pound for pound, he does have more power than De La Hoya. He has a better liver punch. I don't know, footwork, just maybe just like foot placement and defense, it's Canelo. But and those are good fights. Even at 160, those are good fights, man. But and just De La Hoya just gotta make everything about himself. And just a quick note, funny thing, just a dumb thing that I like to speculate about. Just if they fought now, Canelo would murder him. There was a tweet that Conor McGregor wrote that they should fight in bare knuckle. I just think that would be the greatest thing in the world, man. Canelo would absolutely murder him in the ring, in bare knuckle. It's just crazy. That would be crazy, but that's how you settle. That's how you settle beefs, man. That's the ultimate way. As for a prediction, I think Canelo's gonna beat Munguia. I think Munguia could be a live dog with his power and his improvement in recent years, but he might win a couple rounds in the beginning. But I think by the end of the fight, Munguia's gonna be battered. He does have a great chin, so I don't think Canelo's gonna like knock him out with one punch, but he's gonna beat him up. He's probably gonna be bloodied, and it'll probably be a corner stoppage, 10th or 11th round. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think of all these subjects? Canelo versus De La Hoya, 154, 160, 168, and today at bare knuckle. What do you guys think? Who wins tonight, though? Thanks everybody for watching. Peace.